having technical difficulties. Okay, so I'm going to make this video. There's good news and not so good news. So we're going to give you the not so good news. I am not going to do my art show at this moment. However, I have completed all of the paintings that I was going to paint. Some of the paintings don't get painted. This is part of the not so good news because some of the pictures when I inked them, the ink bled, so when I put the paint on them, it kind of messed them up. I'm still going to show them, just not right now. So again, this is one of the ones I finished today. I finished all the ones for my future wife, that flawlessly beautiful Zeta Zhang. But so here we have Echo Fan Grey Wolf's School of Hard Knocks. Anything and everything goes. Martial arts. Enter if you dare. Alright? So, martial arts has been a very important staple in my life. In fact, it's really been the only thing that's keeping me alive outside of my awesomely crushed for the flawlessly beautiful future wife of mine, Zeta Zhang. So, this is another one because this is a model in which I live by. Because there are a lot of martial artists out here that y'all all follow, and they don't give you the truth. So, here's the one truth that you should understand. There are no superior martial arts. There is only superior martial artist. Now let me clarify. If there was a superior martial art, everyone would be taking it. And it would be a fucking bloodbath. Okay? Let's keep that real. Because if everybody on Earth, let's use Jeet Kune Do. If everybody on Earth took Jeet Kune Do, somewhere in that clusterfuck, not Jeet Kune Do being a clusterfuck, but everybody taking it being a clusterfuck, there will be one guy who wants to beat everybody's ass. There will always be one. Regardless of how good you are, how good you think you are, there will always be somebody who thinks they can beat your ass. And if everybody took that one deadly martial art, everybody on Earth, there would be a bloodbath of astronomical numbers. Because everyone who so much as looked like they knew a martial art, this person who would be the top dog in the superior martial art would be attacking everyone just to see if his skill set is where he thinks it is in his reality versus in his head. Okay? So, that being said, there are no superior martial arts. There are only superior martial artists. And that way, you have to understand, if I'm a superior Wing Chun master, I can't claim that until I beat everyone who does Wing Chun. Alright? If I'm a superior snake master, I can't claim that until I beat everyone who knows everything about snake, or crane, or tiger, or dragon. Okay? So until I beat everyone who has done that martial art, I am not a superior martial artist in those set styles. What I am is a superior martial artist in my own style, which has no name right now. Because when you name stuff, it kind of uses... excuse me. It kind of loses its essence until everyone wants to practice it. And then it gains its essence back, and then it loses its essence again when it becomes a sport. Alright? For those who have no idea what that is. Okay, MMA is mixed martial arts. It is not one specific style. It is a conglomerate of all different styles. So you want to do a little bit of karate, you want to do a little bit of kung fu, you want to do a little Wing Chun. You can find all that shit in MMA. Even some capoeira if you go to the right schools. Even some Krav Maga, even some Kali, even some Sambo, some wrestling. You can find a whole lot of things in MMA. A whole lot of things. The problem is, everybody on Earth, everybody, except for a few of us old heads that know a little bit more, everyone on Earth thinks that they are the superior martial artist. When there is no superior martial art, how can you be a superior martial artist? Let me make sure that's abundantly clear. You are a superior martial artist in that set martial art that you do. So if you just do capoeira and you beat everyone who does capoeira, you are a superior martial artist in that set art. Now, if you are in MMA, you got a lot of people who you got to fucking deal with before you can call yourself a superior martial artist. Because I also do MMA. I do Wing Chun. Most of my martial arts are based in Chinese Kung Fu. I started off in Japanese karate. I have mixed Chinese Kung Fu animals as well as karate because technically Kenpo and Aikido and Judo are karate. Alright? Now let me break that down for you, for everyone who does not know. The big three, whenever I reference the big three, understand in order, alphabetical order, would be Chinese, Japanese, Korean. Alright? Most of my arts come from China or Japan, and I have only 2 from Korea, but technically it's 1, and only the other one that is Korean is actually probably more Japanese, which would be Naharate. Alright? I think like some teachers just give a fucking martial art a name just because they want to give it a name. I have not been able to Google Naharate, but I took Naharate from Master Jim Ennis at the Inner Stairway here in Charlottesville. Okay, so if anybody's come through that school, then they can confirm that Naharate was his thing. Okay? Now, as far as Aikido, every martial art I've taken in Charlottesville or in some part of Virginia. I have been asked nicely, not nicely, but I have been asked to remove myself from premises of certain schools. Not the Inner Stairway, but Seven Tigers, the International Black Belt thing, and then in Richmond, Dong, but Dong was polite about it. Unlike the Seven Tigers in the International Black Belt Center here in Charlottesville, they both threw me out, just not physically, but as soon as I started talking, they told me to get the fuck out. So, they clearly didn't understand that as a sensei or a sifu, even if you don't like that person's presence, you must respect them, and you let them leave on their own accord. No matter how much of a pain in the ass I am, you don't have to disrespect the person, Now, as far as other places that I've been, they've treated me with the utmost respect. Like my brother who used to run the Three Emperors, but he was also native, so that kind of made it a little bit easier on me. And we talked for a long time, and he unfortunately shut the place down. And I get it, running a dojo is hell, man. But always remember there's no such thing as a superior martial art. There are only superior martial artists in that art. Understand that shit. Now, if you're going to be a martial artist, it's a few things you need to know. And I'm going to tell it to you, and you either got to follow me or you're going to give me the finger. Just don't give me the finger up the ass. Okay? But you can give me the middle finger. I'm okay with that. 1. As a martial artist, everything you touch becomes your weapon. If you are not being taught that, you might want to reevaluate your martial art. 2, which actually should be more than 2. It should actually be part 1. If you are going to a school and that teacher is not investing in your ability to learn and adapt, and you aren't getting it as fast as everyone else, and this teacher refuses to take the time to make the time to improve you so that you can keep up with everyone else, you probably want to reevaluate your teaching, okay, or your teacher. Because if they're more invested in what's coming out of your wallet and into their pocket versus when you walk out my dojo, will you be able to protect yourself from someone throwing a punch to your face, providing that you see it coming? It's a whole different ballgame. 3, you need to know body mechanics. You need to know how certain body parts work. You need to know how to stop those body parts. So you need to invest yourself in a art that teaches you how to stop those things. Kenpo, or Kempo, the one I took, is highly invested in pressure points and certain strikes being a block and a punch at the same time, which I also incorporate into my Kung Fu so that, I'm not going to not be able to use it. So if you're throwing a left jab, you're coming to my right side, and I'm standing in a fighting position, standard, which is left foot forward, and I punch your hand as it comes to my hand, I have to be quick enough to do that. I have to know how body mechanics work, and I want to strike you on the top of your metacarpals. So if you're throwing that punch, boom, I got to boom, bring that shit down and tag your hand. If you're throwing it from the right, if you're going left, right, I have to boom, boom, and I can disable your hands. Now, in some cases, it's not going to work. That's the reality of fighting. If that son of a bitch gets through, I'm going to have a black eye. And if teachers aren't teaching you this shit, you're fucked. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about a fight. There's going to be almost never a time that you get into a fight where you don't get hit unless you hit that person as soon as they start running their mouth. And you just pow! And you just shut them down. If both of y'all are already going, and the fight's already going, and not in a professional setting like in a street fight, you are going to get hit. Period. Don't ask, don't ifs, no buts about it. You are going to get hit. And if you think that you're not, you've been watching too much TV. Alright? Can you spring off a wall and kick or punch somebody? Yes, you can. Do I recommend it? Let's put it this way. I don't recommend you do anything that I do. Because I've been doing this shit since I was fucking 6 years old. 7 for martial arts. And sometimes taking a chance works, and sometimes it doesn't. It's a 50-50 shot of you busting a Captain America, running up this wall, and then punching somebody. It's a 50-50 shot of you running up this wall and kicking somebody. And though I have been known to do said things, it is not something that I recommend you practice without supervision. No. I mean, I learned without supervision because I was in a sparring match and I just had to see if I could do it. And it worked. Because the person I was sparring had no knowledge of comic book knowledge or logic. My comic book logic was, it's a comic book. This shouldn't work. My reality was, this shit actually fucking worked. Of course, we got in trouble because we were sparring in high school, but the shit worked. I started using my comic book knowledge and doing the shit I seen Captain America do. I just added it to my arsenal before my hip went to hell. So, in closing, because people are about to fuck up my video, just remember, there are no superior martial arts. There is only superior martial artists in said martial art. Before we go, I will show you one picture that I painted for my future wife. Is this the right one? Nope, that's not the right one. That one's cool, but it's not the right one. This is the one where the ink bled. So, you know, the ink bled up here. I gave him pink fire because her hair is pink now. But my future wife, the flawlessly beautiful Zeta Zhang. Okay, so I have like 7 or 8 of these all done, and if I remember tomorrow, and if I feel like it, I will do the art show, but it won't be titled with her name on it. It'll just be titled The Art Show. So anybody who follows me on TikTok or YouTube and you're here, you can just go to The Art Show. Alright? Thank you guys for watching. I'm Echo Frank Wolf. This is Comfort Number 2. Be seeing you.